Good greetings. Hey everyone, Captain Rusty Dog here. Oh yeah, right. First off is a Rusty Dog. Yes, welcome to Microsoft Flight Sim, guys. Today we are in the Fenix A320-200 and we're going to be flying out of Philadelphia in the United States and landing in Cincinnati. If nothing goes wrong, of course. So, we're going to be doing the full flight. I've got the flight plan filed in SimBrief ready to go. I've got all my information written down. The plane has been switched on and warmed up, and that's about where we are, isn't it? Whatever your name is. So, gain damage. Welcome, sir. It's only recording one person watching, which is one more than I was expecting. You know, I don't know why, but it gets the least views, but I still want to do these. Well, I say the least views, it gets virtually no views whatsoever. Must be, maybe YouTube isn't broadcasting my channel, it doesn't like me. But I do them anyway, because why not? Okay, so it has been raining here, but it's kind of dried up a bit, I think. We did have puddles on the floor, but yeah, it's gone. Visibility is clearing up. Yeah, a little. We do have live traffic on as well. I think there's a plane coming in right now over there, by the looks of it. Or it's just taken off, one of the two. I wasn't monitoring it. Alright, so as I said, we have the thing. Yeah, well, the algorithm can stuff off. Yeah. Okay, so let's get everything in and see where we are. So I've got everything fired up to the point where I can just go straight into the MCDU and get that configured. So let's pop into here. And what do I do now? Oh yeah. What do I do now? I'm in total Boeing mode, and when I'm in the Boeing, I'm in Airbus mode. I can't win. Alright, so welcome aboard American 2627 to Cincinnati. We're leaving Philadelphia. So I wanted to get a Philly cheesesteak before I left. Damn it! They were. I just missed. They were. Anyway, let's get all these messages off. So, our cruise is 32,000 feet. DeSitter Space is here. Hi, DeSitter. Welcome, my man. Nice of you to join us. F for the algorithm, yeah. Oh, and A plus for going to that place today. Gain damage, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. It's a bloody shame, but at least, hey, it's informative, right? Now I know the situation, so any plans I had of going there, you've saved me a lot of petrol. Okay. So I'm looking at the fuel on board, which is incorrect. So I think what I'm just going to nip over and do is just import the flight here. Yeah, that's okay. Let's pop into the sim settings. I'm not sure why it's doing this. I'm pretty sure last time I changed the units, I did do a save default. So I'm not sure why. And I know it's a pounds and kilos mismatch, I know that. So let's re-import again, just be sure to be sure. Make sure there's no errors this time, there we go. Expecting us to depart in 16 minutes, you'll be lucky. Right, so we've got the METAR here for KPHL. However, if you didn't know already, because I did a test, you can get the METAR yourself on the YouTube chat. Really? Yes. I wonder if it will match this. So if you do exclamation mark meta, so if you type, just do these words backwards basically, you do exclamation mark meta and then leave a space and then put KPHL and it'll give you the weather of where we are now. Similarly, if you put it in for KCBG, you'll get the meta in the YouTube chat for thing, because I've set up my bot, the night bot, to do the meta. So if anyone wants to type in exclamation mark meta KPHL, I'm hoping it's going to closely match what's here. And I've never seen a $sign at the end before. Okay. That, yeah, six statute miles is our visibility. That's kind of half what I'd like it to be, really, but there you go. I'm gonna try the thing. Meta. Oops. Oh, can't find my fingers on the keyboard. So KPHL. So if I tap that meta in, hopefully, oh, there we go. Oh, it says 3 statute miles on that one. Broken 008, overcast 114, 1614 on the temperature. Slight disagreement with the air pressure, 2979 being reported by Nightbot, where this is saying 297. It's actually not Nightbot that's reporting it. Nightbot's getting the information off a website. But you can do, people on the chat can just type in exclamation mark meta and put in whatever airport code in the world they want, and it will tell them the weather information. So you guys can play with that as much as you like. Okay. Right, so we got that imported in, but it's not what I want to be. I want to be on the route here. And this is the route we're going to be feeding in, or actually it should already be fed in, to be honest. My frame rate's at 27 at the moment, so we need to go to the flight plan, and we have a discontinuity. That's fine. So if we go here, and we're going to go to departure, and we're departing out of a 9 left via, well, we've got either PHL2 or no SID. Is it on here? Is PHL2 on here? It isn't. Would it be? No, I'm gonna just choose no SIDs and insert that into the flight plan. Kind of the same, isn't it? So we'll fix this discontinuity. Destination then, if we go to arrival, and we're arriving on runway, I'd like to arrive on runway 9. I think runway 9 is the one that just takes you straight in on the direction I'm flying. But we're actually coming in on 18 left, which is kind of, instead of pointing from east to west, which is because we're flying to the west, so landing on a runway east to west would be beautiful, but unfortunately we're landing north to south. But there you go. So the star would be, well, we've got coins, that's the via, I would say, and this is a star. Gavin N6, is that it? Is that on here? I don't know. Why don't you have a look, Rusty? Yeah, it is. So there's Gavin N6, and it was, the transition was Coles, right? Because it says it's right there, right? So it's there. You're gonna learn with Rusty. I'm learning at the same time, and we're going to insert that. Now the discontinuity, as we're in the Airbus, we can just blip that out. And okay, let's run it through, and then we can start getting people on board, and we turn the radios on and do all that lovely stuff. Yeah. So EDDV, that's a German one, isn't it? Where's that DV? Is that Hanover or is Dortmund? I don't know. Right, into plan mode then, and we're doing a switcheroo round. Yep. So let's step through. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I know why it's looking weird. Because I've got it here and I want it. There we go. Yeah, baby. I want it a little bit more magnified. I think maybe 80 is too much, but let's have a look anyway. Just step through that. Flirt. Go through. All looking good there. Nothing broken. And yeah, you see we're coming in north to south. You can see the compass there. So we happen to come up and then do this weird. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Yep, that's not going to mess me up. And we should be intercepting the glide slope at around 2,400 feet on the way in. At Phrase, by the time we hit Phrase, the plane should pick up the glide slope. So I think on the descent, I'm going to program that altitude in, and we'll have the plane just descend to there. Okay, I am cool with that. I know that looks like a weird hairpin kind of thing, but if you were to put that down to this kind, it doesn't look too bad. It's kind of weird, but this is the airways. I guess we're avoiding, I don't know, maybe this is a populated area and it's a noise abatement thing or something, and we're not allowed to fly directly over because of noise and blah blah blah. Who knows? I don't know what's over there, to be honest, but we have to avoid it by the looks of it. So let's pop into here now. Oh, let's start getting the old Persengas on board, shall we? The passengers. Oh, and the crew and the captain. So don't ask me who's programming this MCDU right now.
Boarding requested.
So, American Airlines AA or American Airlines White? I don't know. American Airlines White. Whatever takes your fancy. It's loud outside, guys. Oh, okay. Not so loud at the moment. So let's get these passengers on. And baggage loaded. Even though I haven't really specified anything yet. We need to get the mass and balance done. So, yeah, I need to get this done before I start messing around with performance and stuff like that. So, that's correct, 152. This has already been imported from SimBrief. So we've got the 152 passengers today, 2.3 tons of cargo and fuel. Is that the right? Yeah, I want to board everything.
Pilot's boarding starting.
The fuel is 8132. Yeah, it is. I wrote down 8140, but we've got plenty. So load the aircraft now, instantly. So now the plane thinks all the passengers are on board. We haven't got many empty seats left, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 empty seats. So we're fairly full then. That gives us our correct zero fuel weight and our center of gravity. So that's all cool.
Crew boarding starting.
Now why has that gone back? Oh.
Your crew has boarded.
Jetway not closed enough to any. You. Right. 14 passengers. GSX just got a little bit lost there. I don't know why. Obviously done something wrong. Oh, Dusseldorf, yeah. Andy K. Hey Andy, welcome sir. Hope you're doing okay. Planes fell closely over the Autobahn. Quite a shock when you pass the airport. Yeah, try living in St. Martin if you want a shock for planes flying over. Go on the beach in St. Martin. Or Saint Martin, or however it is pronounced. And yeah, you'll see planes getting close. Alright, let's check the fuel, make sure that we're correct, and we are. Alright, let's carry on with this then. So, we need to go to the next page, I think. And now we want to put in the zero fuel weight, the block, fuel, and it's not going to fill it in on its own on this one. You have to do it. So, zero fuel weight is 58.56. I'm going to call that 58.6, and the center of gravity 29.4. Now, can I remember both of those numbers? 58.6, 586,294. There you go. So, 58.6 slash 29.4. Now the block fuel is 8132. Yeah, so 8.1, or we could go 8.2, I don't know. 8.1. We've got plenty of fuel. Now the reserve fuel that we're going to be using, or reserving, is nearly 3 tons. Yeah, it says 2.7 here. I've got it down as 2.9, but okay. This is enough fuel to get us to our destination, which will be Detroit. If we can't land where we're supposed to be landing in Cincinnati, then we'll have to detour to... One day I'm going to have to do that, do the detour. Yeah, so taxi, 0.2 tons of fuel for the taxiing. Yeah, route is that route reserve? Okay, 0.2 tons. 5% of extra fuel for the route on top of what was calculated. Is that what that is? I don't know. Anyway, and 25 minutes to get to the alternate airport with 0.3 tons of fuel. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm hoping so. Okay, into the performance. Right, I think we need to do that here. So, departure performance. It's also different in these planes. Now, the runway surface, well, I mean, it was raining, but I'm thinking it's dry now. So, runway 8, where are we? 9 left. Runway 9 left, surface, yeah, go on, well, let's call it dry. Flap config, I'm going to be taking off with flaps 2, come on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you're up to. Force toga, no. Anti-ice. What's the temperature again? What was the meta? Oh, 16. Should be okay. Yeah, I think you sent a video. Yeah, it's yeah. So the packs on. I think the airplane puts the packs on automatically. Weather conditions, let's sync those up. So 2977, that's good to know. Temperature 15, that's decent. And then I can sync the load sheet from there, which is what we've just done. And now if I hit calculate, I'll close the doors in a minute. Stop, don't hassle me. Alright, so we've got a flex to temper 59 flaps 2 with a pitch trim down 0.2 throttle reductions. Let's do it all one at a time. Let's start up here with the V's. So 144 and 147. So 144 and 144. 144, what a horrible number. It's gross. Some people will understand that, some maybe not. All right, throttle reduction, 1020 all around. So 1020. I put that in there. Will it know to do it for the next one? Ah, you bugger. What if I then have to do... I thought it might just automatically match it, because they always seem to be the same numbers. And also for the engine out, we need the same thing. Oh, yep, I know I put it in the wrong... I put it in the wrong button. Sorry. 1020. And it goes into there. Flex to temp was 59, I think. Was it? Yeah. And flaps to with a trim of down 0.2. Okay, so flaps 2 slash a trim of down DN 0.2. Cool. Right, I think we're ready. I don't think I've got anything missed out, so we can go back to the flight plan page. We do have a door open. Let's get that shut. That's got to be done here then, right? Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you close them here? I think so, right? Ground services? Yeah, door. Let's get rid of the chocks. GPU, not yet. Otherwise, the whole plane's going to shut down. Okay, cool. Right. We're taking off from 9 left. I don't really know where that is. So I'm going to just quickly find out. I have no idea what the weather is in KCVG, but if anyone wants to find out on the chat, they can with the meta KCVG. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm seeing on my screen, guys, so bear with me a momento. So if we go to here. Okay, so I am transitioning on the screen. That's all. Right, so we are here. This is us, gate 114, and it looks like there's a couple of planes taxiing here. So this is little nav map, by the way, just in case you were wondering what it is. And we're taking off 09L, which is here. So it looks like we're going to back out, nose right, or tail left. Then we're going to follow this taxiway down, and we can take either this one, or we can come down to this bit and take that one, which is Victor. I don't know what this one is. Normally ATC would tell us, but I'm not using that. So I can either pick either of these two, and then we'll just get onto that last one. Alright, that's fine. We've got American Airlines, Delta Airlines. So there should be a Delta and a big American plane behind me. Should be. Let's just... Do we have a Delta and an American behind us? Well, we've got an American, and there's the Delta. So there's the Delta we were looking at, and that's the big American one. So yeah, it's correct. All right, let's get skedaddling. So radio on, and we're going to request a pushback nose to the right. But I haven't done a few things, haven't I? I've missed some things out, guys. What was the pressure? Was it 2997 here? 2978.
478, did answer.
Okay, let's get that in. 2978 is in. The
United 481, RNAV Traeger, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff, 106011. RNAV Traeger, 34 left, clear for takeoff, United 481.
we just have a check of a couple of things here, guys. Make sure there's no. That's our limits. Okay. So after 10,000 feet, we can climb above 250. Not climb, we can go faster than. Okay. I'm going to have the plane just ascend all the way. Whether that's correct on the proper procedure or not, I don't know, but it works for me. Heading and speed are managed by the autopilot, or they will be. Okay, so we bring that down. Brakes and all that stuff I'll do later. Chrono, I'm bound to forget, so forget about remembering it. It's just gone 3 p.m. I think. Get the flaps into position, and let's get the engine started up. Well, we've got to get the APU fired actually, so I've got quite a bit to do yet. So.
Scout 35, 62 tower, on 34 left line away. 4 left line away, Scout 35.
Fuel pumps on, and master switch on APU on. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Number 4564, connect departure.
Good thing with this plane is if it does detect any ice, it will tell me, which is kind of cool. So we're just waiting now for the APU to fire in, and then we'll get rid of ground power, and yeah, we can taxi. Oh, while we're doing that, why don't we set the instruments here? I can't see the damn bloody thing. It's go away. So I want to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. No, 2 more. It puts the bloody dialogue in my way. We even have airline announcement on this flight, as long as I don't forget to do it. I want the constraints on. Okay. AP. No, now it's available. Cool. And oops, wrong one, wrong plane. So now we've got it available. We can put APU bleed on, and we can turn off external power. Fingers crossed. Yep. Cool. And that means, which I can now instruct ground services to disconnect the unit, and we're now free. Why is my battery at 91%? Oh, I know why, because I was sat in the plane for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes without putting the power of the plane on, and I powered this up, so yeah, it's charging. It actually charges like a proper pad. It's crazy. Now you can do pushback from here if you want. I'm going to try and use the GSX one. Sometimes it doesn't know whether you want to do 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks. 3. Okay, prepare for pushback. So what that would do, or should do, is remove any jetways, stairways, anything. Look at these two. Ready.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yes, I'm ready for pushback too. Well, I say I'm ready for pushback. Parking brake is set. I'm good. We do have a few more buttons to press before we take off, but that's okay. I'm just going to change the radio chatter.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Okay, we can actually see them doing that. There she is. Okay, nose right, tail left, go.
Locking gear.
Are you waiting for me to release the parking brake? You could just say.
Release parking brakes.
Yeah, thank you.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay. Back we go. Right, let's get these motors churning. Let me just quickly check something up here. All good.
Tower southwest 1608 visual to runway tree left.
Oh, come on, switches. Play nice.
Clear to land, tree left, south 1608.
Okay. Everything is good. Start engine 2. Make sure we get a good start here. N2 raises, and then the plane will automatically pop on N1, unlike the Boeing where you have to do it separate.
1608, turn right at Foxtrot, join top of the...
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, engine 2 powering. Up. Come on N1, get it fired. I want to see that needle moving. Wait, which way are we facing now? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. It looked like it was the wrong way, but it isn't. It's because we came out of over there. Okay, 18.5.
590 tower, runway 28, we'll line up and wait.
Right, I'm happy with that. Let's get the other one going.
Wait, 28, southwest, 5.
Engine 1. Do we see it getting powered? There it goes, this one. So N2 is the engine at the back, and N1 is this rotating fan. And oh yeah, right, I can report a good engine start now.
On Mr. Brown, we have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
I'm locking here.
Oof. Hey, that's a rough service, come on. How much space does SC need on your PC? I believe, if I'm thinking of the right game, and I think it's 77 gig. If I'm thinking of the right one, I think it's 77 gig game damage. 77.6 approximately.
Sunbus disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
The left is clear, right is clear. Right, so we're going to take the taxiway straight down, take a dog leg to the left, and I'll take the second taxiway to the right, and that'll take us straight up to the runway. Okay. So back up on the panel, we can switch off the APU now. I nearly panicked there because I switched the APU off and I thought, oh no, I haven't switched the generators over. Don't need to do it. Not on this plane, does it for you.
Mr. 17, proceed on runway 10, advise foot off.
This plane's a flying computer. I have to keep remembering it's not. Yeah, there's less buttons to press. Right. Okay, so we are good. Seatbelts on, no smoking. Park brake is on for now. We have the load sheet company message, and if I don't answer that message, it's going to stay there for the whole time, so let's grab that.
Wind 300 at 13, gust 19er.
So we'll accept the load sheet. Okay. So hopefully that gets the message off. Right, landing lights are on, APU is available, but we don't need it. TCAS. Yes. Don't really, yeah. I've heard that the TCAS isn't that accurate in this sim, so, but I'm going to use it anyway. All right, so these we will do when we're at the just off the runway. We'll do that. So let's get the right. Where's my taxiway line? I think I'm just to the right of it. I think it's that. Jesus, what the hell's that plane? That looked very long and very super thin. Okay, I'm just going to reduce the volume of the comms because we're going to be doing the in-flight safety as soon as we get moving. So parking brake off. Flaps are set. So let's apply just a little bit of power.
487, traffic 4 mile final, runway 33 left, wind 310.
Hello everyone, thank you for your attention. It's time to get you ready for takeoff. We know you have lots of choices, so thanks for choosing American. We're happy to be your airline. Now if you'll just follow along with me, we'll be on our way. Welcome aboard. Before we depart, here are some important safety instructions. First things first, let's buckle those belts. Insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, simply lift on the top of the buckle. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated, just in case of unexpected turbulence. To get us on our way, make sure your seat is up, all electronic devices are put away, and your tray table is stowed. If you have a carry-on, push it all the way under the seat in front of you. If it won't fit, place it in the overhead bin. If you have a handheld device, please switch it to airplane mode now. You'll find our full electronic device policy in the back of your American Way. U.S. law prohibits smoking, including electronic cigarettes, at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in a fine.
Hello, Commander Jaxie, welcome. Welcome on board.
And crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card. Please pay close attention, and before you know it, we'll be off. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All exits have evacuation slides to use in an emergency. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. Some slides may also be used as a raft, except those over the wings. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. This aircraft is designed with escape lighting on or near the floor. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. In the event of an evacuation, escape path lighting will appear. Follow the lights until you've reached your exit. Leave all carry-ons behind, just head quickly and safely to the nearest exit, and don't forget, it may be behind you. Now, if the airplane loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, hold down on the mask to extend the tubing. The yellow cup goes lift and slip the band over your head to secure the mask to your face. The band adjusts automatically. Normal breathing will start the flow of oxygen. And remember to always put your own mask on first before helping others.
Always.
Life vests are located either under or next to your seat. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. For help locating them, see your safety card. Remove the vest from the package like this. Put the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube on the side. In the water, a light on your vest will illuminate. And please, only inflate your vest outside the airplane. Now, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device. Just remove the lower cushion and put your arms through the straps found on the opposite side. The crew will now be coming around to do a final cabin check. After takeoff, we'll be back with more information.
I think we've got too far on the runway, guys.
Don't hesitate to ask. As always, we're here to make your flight great. Because great is what we're going for.
Oh, really? I was about to say, if anybody shouts Murica, they're getting off the flight. So I think we've gone a little bit too far on our runway,
Departure, take care. Fenix Airways A320, good day.
but so be it. Okay, check takeoff config. We should be good to go.
Tower, good afternoon. Southwest 21, 5 miles, 33 left. Southwest 21, Tower, good afternoon. Traffic.
Yeah, I've come.
Wind 30.
You know when you're landing and you've got those lights? Well, if I'm not mistaken,
Southwest 21.
we've gone beyond there. Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the Cincinnati thing. I haven't had a chance to study it fully, but
609, traffic 2.5 mile final, runway 33 left, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
I should have took the other turn off. Oh, great, we got a plane there. Yeah, I should have took the previous turn off. He went too far. He went too far. I'll wait.
American 2368, tower traffic will depart and hold in position, runway 28, wind 310 at 9 or gust 18.
No peanuts on this plane. No. So let's have a look at the MET app for Cincinnati at the moment. It's about an hour and 40 minutes flight. So visibility is 9 miles, which is a little bit better than here. Broken clouds at 3800, broken clouds at 4600, overcast at 11,000 feet, 18 degrees. It's a little bit warmer in Cincinnati than it is here. Air pressure looks a little bit lower. And the sea level pressure is 051, which means nothing to me. Hey! I was in the queue! The cheek! And he's waiting. The cheek! Absolute cheek. Unbelievable. How very dare you, sir?
November 0, Juliet Foxtrot, turn right at Kilo, taxi to Park, Nvidia, Quebec, this frequency, good day. Right on Kilo, Quebec to Park, stay with you.
I'm next. Guys, listen, American flight. I see you there. I see you. I'm next.
Spirit 158, county departure. Over departure, Spirit 158.
Can we? No. Okay. I hope he's going to go quick because I'm about to go. Right, are we off? We're off. Let's go. Engine's good. Release brakes. And full power. and I believe our V2 speed is 147, if I remember right. Got a little bit of a wind pushing me to the right, I think. I can feel that. Oh yeah, it's I know that when I looked at the average wind, it was really freaking high. It was something like 90 knots. Crazy, crazy wind. Okay, positive rate and gear up. Wow, it's shaking a little bit, guys. I don't know what the wind is right now, but it feels okay. It's settling down now. Okay, up we go. 10 to 15 degrees of climb. And it's murky out there. Reducing flaps and lever, throttle lever to climb position. I'm going to start the turn now. Real pilots would have engaged autopilot, but autopilot's for wimps. Okay, flaps in, fully retracted. Okay, I'm not that brave. Let's get the autopilot on.
3031 cutting park good. Park 3031 good.
Oh, yeah, bloody hell. Always forget about the spoilers. Alright, we need some speed, Mr. Plane. We need some speed. Transition altitude is 18,000 because we're in the United States. And as soon as we transition, we'll get the QNH set to standard, which should be 29.92. Right. This plane should know it cannot exceed 250 under 10,000 feet. That's not allowed. I don't think that's allowed anywhere. Once we break 10,000, it can increase its speed. In real life, it's pretty mild in Philly from what I pulled up. I'm on, yeah, real weather. Yes, we are on real weather, real time, everything. Have we got the flaps all the way in? No, we don't. Again. This is not the first time that the flaps haven't worked on them on my button. It's not the first time. I have a button for flaps on my throttle and it works everywhere, but it doesn't seem to want to work here. Not a big fan of that. Yeah, that's caught me out. Okay. Well, we're up at 6,000 now. Everything looks cushy, so we'll get the seatbelts off. People can start trying to find where I've hidden all the peanuts. But I ain't telling them anything. Yeah, it's really cloudy down there. Yikes. So I'm getting 30, I'm only getting 30 here. I don't know why. I think the Fenix is just a bit of a frame rate hog. Getting 20, 28 here, I think. 27, 28. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a frame rate hog, this plane. But as it is the single most study level plane ever made for a sim, I kind of want to use it. Yeah, we'll do a recheck on the weather in Philly before we land. I can also get it updated on here. If I just go to weather here and then I just click arrive, and then I can refresh here anytime I need it. But the wind is 10 knots, so it's not like the average wind around Philly, which was recorded around 95 knots. That's gusty. I think if it was 95, I would have really known about it. But so I don't think it was that bad actually. Visibility 9, broken. Yeah, we went through that. Overcast. Yeah, 18 degrees. Air pressure. Remarks. I'm not sure what AO2 is. This is sea level pressure, and I can get this decoded, but yeah, I don't know what the dollar sign is. Let's have a look. It's got me really curious now, so let me just pop into... You want to be a passenger or a pilot, guys? I got passenger mode. Right, so decoding this thing. So it's KCBG. So decoding the meta then for this. We have okay. So let's run through it. Let's go through it on the screen rather than on the chat. So, I know most of this, so I'll just run through it. It's just some of the bits after the remarks I'm not sure about, except for the sea level pressure. So, the first bit is the date and time. So, we are the 29th month. And, of course, the time is 1852. So, that was that one. Then we have the wind, which we know is 21010 kT, so 210 degrees, 10 knots. Visibility is 9 statute miles, so if we have a statue anywhere, no, it's statute. Clouds broken clouds at 38,000 feet, broken clouds at 4,600, overcast at 11,000 feet. Temperature is currently 18 degrees with 11 degree dew point. Altimeter is 2969 inches of mercury. And the remarks, AO2 is automated station with precipitation discriminator. Yeah, okay. SLP 051 is what I said, sea level pressure, which is 1005.1. You just have to put a 10 in front of that, and then you get the number 1005, and then it's point, the last number. But that's hold on. Yeah, that's hectopascals, that's not inches, but okay. Now the last bit, T01710180111, is temperature and dew point. Of course it is, it's the accurate temperature. So it's 17.8 and 11.1. That's what that means. Which I know it says here 18 and 11, but it's accurately 17.8 and 11.1. The dollar sign, maintenance needed on ASOS system. Maintenance needed on ASOS system. Okay. Can't use that now. I don't know what the ASOS system is. I've never been to the ASOS system. 682 nautical miles is the full flight. So ASOS system, automated surface observing systems. Alright, well that's got nothing to do with me. So we're leaving it alone. There's a couple of types of automated stations. A is automated. It's been a long time since I did. Yeah, therefore, but A1 and A2. Okay. Automated weather station. ASOS and AWOS. Okay. What about AWOL? Absent without weather. I don't know. So how are we doing on the climb? 21. Oops, I forgot to do the QNH. Too busy looking at the weather. So there, landing elevation of the airport, it says 850. That's not correct. It's actually 88. Oh, Jesus. God, that made me jump. How can there be a barometer discrepancy? I've just done it. It's at standard. Clear that error. You lying to me. You are lying. Why are you always lying? Go away. Stop pestering me. It can't be wrong because it says standard. So... yeah, we're scudding here, man. 330 knots, which is Hmm. 380 miles per hour? Can't be. Must be faster than that, surely. Wow, let's have a look outside. We're not quite high enough yet to get the contrails, but it won't be too long. This is quite a... I don't know where I got this livery from, but it looks pretty bland around the engines, doesn't it? Maybe get close up. That looks a bit better. Peekaboo. Why don't you nip back? Won't get me a bag of peanuts. Hello? He's listening to some music on those headphones. Okay, now we're up actually in the sky. Let's get this up a bit higher. So here, 20 nautical miles out, we're going to be reaching top of climb. So far, so good, guys. Except I forgot to start the clock. There. Always forgetting to start the clock. So yeah, we're going to be the airport. Sorry, the runway altitude is 889 feet above sea level in Cincinnati, and we have to make a decision 200 feet above that at 1089. So all good. Look at those clouds just floating there. Whoa. So far everything is smooth, but I always seem to mess it up on the landings. Oh, do you know when it said about the discrepancy? I wonder if that was because I needed to pull standard on both of these. I don't know. Could be that. You know, seeing this thing in red always makes me think that there's something wrong. It's like an alert to say, hey, you know, but yeah, no, it isn't. It's all good. Man, look at this dude. What are we now? 30,000. We've got to have contrails now. Pumping all that lovely waste into the atmosphere. We've done a lot of weather observations. Well, you should have no problem reading metas. How are you at reading TAF? Can you do that? Oh, Tim. Sorry, mate. Didn't see you there, buddy. Hi, Tim. How you doing, man? 97? Yeah. Not, not as high as 07, but I'll take it. Expedite your climb, sir. And the approach button's all the way over there. So yeah, all good. (32,000 feet). Throttles are at 84 and a bit %. Well, the engine is. And the temperature is 620 degrees in those engines. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the flaps on this thing, because the button that I've got assigned for flaps works on the fly-by-wire, it works on the Boeing, it works on everything. But this one, I don't know. I don't know, maybe if there's a setting in here for this. I don't really want to engage the flaps while I'm in flight. Now maybe I should take this off, because I should let GSX handle that perhaps.
69, let's also down the Tango for me, right turn Tango, right turn Kilo, Kilo 3, man, control spot minor. Tango, Kilo, Kilo 3,
Now this can turn off the cabin altogether. If I turn that off and then try to go in the cabin, well, we ain't got one. Imagine being out here, guys. That would be... God, it makes me cold just thinking about it. Yeah, you can do that for frame rates, but it doesn't really affect me. I'm getting 36. OBS is stealing a little bit. If I put it back on... Yeah, nothing's changed. So here you can change all the callouts. I quite like to have all of these on, actually. See, right now it's calling out 500 feet and then it doesn't call anything else out until 400. But I could make it do 500, 400, 300. I guess this is the default state, so I'll probably leave it there. ISIS on standby, just in case you fancied a hijacking or something. Will that get me into trouble? I don't know. Off for bank holiday now. Don't worry about the 9.7, man, it was fun. Should have gone to Specsavers. I think they've got the opticians mottos sewn up now, don't you? Should have gone to Specsavers because of the spate of adverts that they did. Well, according to the weather anyway, well, at least we know it's not raining in Philly, Cincinnati. I've got a, why do I get a feeling there should be a song about that? It ain't raining in Cincinnati. Probably not. Okay. Yeah, there's lots of things up here that you don't have to do, but you do on the Boeing, such as the cabin pressure settings, switching the generators over from ground power to APU, and then switching the generators from APU to engines. You don't have to do it here. It's kind of all done for you. The cabin pressure's all done for you. Computer works it out. But I don't mind doing all that on the Boeing, because you know it's really good to know that stuff, I think. Oh, the one thing I always forget to do is when we go to takeoff, when we're sitting on the runway there just waiting to go, is flicking this nose light from takeoff position, from taxi position to takeoff position, because it makes the light kind of, what's the word, schnizzle. Flip it. It moves. It rotates the light so it's pointing a little bit higher, I think. Yeah, I always forget that epoxy light. Always. Well, it's a little less cloud coverage here. Just a little bit less, which is good. So now we're up here. I think what I'm going to do now is program the altitude to go down to, was it 2.5 or 2.4? I think it was 2.5. If we just brush down here all the way, there's a constraint there on the limit 10,000, of course, and then there's a constraint 2,400 at phrase. Okay, so if I put this is how I'm doing it now, it's probably simplifying it, so bring it down to the last constraint on my list, on my flight plan list. Okay, and then when we reach top of descent, the plane will descend down to that last height, and it should do it at a descent rate that will get it to phrase at as soon as it hits 2,400, unless it has to obey any constraints on the way down. The only constraint it has to obey here is 250 knots when it hits 10,000 or under. That's it. There's a weird constraint here at Bayer 4147, and then 2,400. Within, it's got to drop from 41 to 24 in 5 miles, and then at phrase we'll pick up the glide slope, and it should be an easy landing. Haha, yeah, right. So top of descent. I can't remember, does it show it on this? Some planes show it, but I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. So top of descent's not for a while yet. We have to go J, Brush, Gavin, and Kennedy. So if we pull this out even more. So there's top of descent all the way over there. 240. And what is this at? 320. So what would this be? About 290, 300 miles away. Top of descent, and then we'll just go that way, turn around, and come in the runway there. Anyone know what ETP is? Estimated tire pressures. Nope. Can't be that. I don't know what ETP is actually. Not really familiar with that. Google is my enemy. Equitime point. Oh, equitime point. Right, okay, so I know what that is. That's when you get to... I've done this when I'm driving. I just didn't know there was a phrase for it. It's when you'd say you're going to drive, I don't know, 500 miles or whatever. It's when you get to over 250. So it's just when you get to over halfway, slightly over halfway. ETP, it's at that point where it becomes shorter to continue there than it does to turn back. That's what that is. Oh, cool. So this is our halfway point, basically. It's got to be just a bit after, right? Because otherwise it wouldn't be shorter. But yeah, an equitime point. See? Learning every day. And we've also lost communications with the Philadelphia Tower, obviously. I'll tune in another one in a minute. Right now, I just want to be a passenger. I don't know what the hell I've just pressed. There we go. Yeah, just pretend it's full of people, guys. That's what I wanted. I like sitting on the wing. Means I'm the first person to know if it comes off. Oh, okay, I'll check that out on Discord. Do. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Aviation weather observations. Oh, wow, you should be all okay with this then. Right, so if we tune into... there's something here called Potomac. Anyone in the States familiar with Potomac? Is it a town or something? And we have an approach, a departure, clearance, frequencies. Oh no, let's just stick one in. It's 8 nautical miles away. Are we moving away from it? Yeah, we are moving away from it. So that's going to go out of range at some point. Wow, that's nice and clear, isn't it? Oh, man, that's close. Where's he going, that way? Jesus. He must be going this way. I'm surprised. Oh, there he is. Jesus, I'm surprised. Why hasn't the TCAS come on and said traffic, traffic? Maybe because we're out of range, we're good. We're going to overtake him. I don't know who that is, but I can find out. See, if you'd come to a higher altitude, it's Southwest Airlines, clearly, judging by that livery. I could probably find out where he's going if I really wanted to. I can consult little nav map to find out his... Yeah, Southwest. Okay, so he's going... Oh, my map is way too zoomed in. Let me zoom out. So, let me see. That is a Boeing 737, and he's headed to... Is he going to tell us where it's going? Yes, he's heading to KBNA. He took off from Boston, and he's landing at Nashville. Boston to Nashville flight. Yep. That is Boston to Nashville, and that, so if, yeah, we're going to beat him. If we were going to Nashville, we could land there and then sit and watch him land. Yeah, so that flight should be taking place in reality as well, I believe. I don't know how far behind it is. But, yeah, Boston to Nashville on a Boeing, Southwest Boeing 737, I think it was, yeah. Well, I was just thinking to myself, Jesus, we're nearly there. But of course, I am zoomed in, hellish. Well, let's stay at around 80, that's good. Now, I know there's a way to add distance markers or distance rings. Like, you can add a distance ring on the airport you're going to for, say, 10 nautical miles, and it draws a ring around it. And then when you get to that ring, you know that's the point at 10 nautical miles to, you know, maybe engage a certain flaps, or think about, you know, you maybe do another ring at, say, 7 nautical miles. That tells you get your gear down, you know, things like that. But I don't know how to do it. If I click here, is it something like is it like a, it's not a fix, is it? It's not something called a fix, but I know there's a way to do it. All the planes can do it, but I really don't know. WN2229. Yep. Well, this one is N348WN. And he's flying at 28,000 feet, so he was 4,000 feet below us. Registration of the plane is N438WN. Did you get your info from like a real, I mean, Flight Radar would tell you, I suppose. I don't know whether, oh yeah, flight number 2229, it says here. Yeah. Yeah, I was reading the tail number. So yeah, flight number 2229, Southwest. Flight aware, yeah. So, you see, that goes to show that the real flights happening in the world right now are in this sim. Yeah, so how to draw, I don't know what they're called, I'm just going to put distance rings on. Oh, a range circle, okay. A range circle. Right, I think this procedure is going to be this similar for anything. Yeah, range circle. Let's see if we can put one around Cincinnati. When you have a flight plan inserted, just go to one of the waypoints and press the select line key to the left. Done that. It just so happened that the waypoint was the destination. What if I go up here? Because it should be repeated on this list. Come on. Ah! There. Same thing. Okay. Now what? You are now in the lateral revision page, and there is an option called Fix Info. No, there isn't. Now you can insert a VOR NDB airport runway WP as a fix to define a circle or radial. Yeah, don't think so. Yeah, fix info. Alright, so why am I not getting it then? Yeah, this is for changing speeds and altitudes, I guess. That's not that one. Let's try a waypoint. See, now a waypoint will do it, but phrase... Okay, so we've got... It doesn't do it at the airport. Okay. Now you can insert a very defined circle. You have multiple ranges. Okay. So it's... We go into fix info. So do I put the airport in now? Here? I don't know how to do it. I'll leave it for now, and I'll try and figure it out. Maybe another time. I don't want to do anything dodgy here. Right. $2992, that's what standard is. I think that translates to 1012. Or what do I know? In hectopascals, I believe it is. So we're not even at halfway point yet. Actually, yeah, a little bit. ETP should be, I don't know how far ETP, what is it, like a mile over halfway? This looks like, is that a, I'm so familiar with the Boeing ones, I don't know if that's an aircraft or a place. EKN. It's just popped on the thing, and I don't have airports listed, but there's airport. All the waypoints, there's a lot of them. Let's see if there's anything on the starboard bow here. Well, I wonder what that lot is, all those mountains. Actually, I could probably Rocks National Recreation. I'm trying to see if there's an actual name for the mountain range. Yeah, okay, so to the left of us is the Monongahela National Forest. Just in case anybody was curious. Oh, Elkins Randolph. That looks like an airfield. Hold on. Randolph Company, Elkins. KEKN. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? EKN. It's an airfield. I wasn't aware it was showing those, but... So in front of us, at the same altitude, is a CRJ, Bombardier CRJ-7, right in front of us, at around the same altitude. Well, he's over there. That's a bit scary. That's the dude right there. You can see his contrails there. I remember it being pronounced Bombardier from Flight Sim X. They would keep saying that in the ATC. It would keep going, Bombardier this, Bombardier that. But I look at that word and I would pronounce it Bombardier. But I'm guessing it's French or something, some kind of, or at least it's a French pronunciation.
Back to 190, Ryzen 2010.
Man, look at the guy's contrails. That'd be a bit scary if I was a passenger thinking, Jesus, there's another plane. That's a little bit too close for comfort. I'm just wondering if we would be affected by any turbulence. I don't think so, right? I think the contrail wouldn't do anything because the engine's like, the engines of the plane's way too far in front of us. But I don't think there's any, nah, not up here. There's no wake or anything, is there, to speak of. But look how close we are. TCAS, reduce range. Yeah, because we are freaking close. Oh, jeez. Bombardier, CJR. Oh. That's too close for comfort. Yeah. Oops. I was wondering why my TCAS wasn't just going freaking out. Jesus, that was too close. Just a bit. Now, oh, it's put it in, of course. So the course for landing is going to be 186. And we have the ILS, which it's already put in. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Trying to remember where that page was. Yeah, so we'll come and fill this in a little bit later. I think maybe once we start descending we can put this in. So our VAP, so our, is this approach speed or is this the speed we're supposed to be landing at? VAP. Like our final approach speed or something. Final approach speed when the slats and flaps are in landing config and the landing gears are extended. There you go. So when everything is in landing config, that's the speed we want to be hitting, 137. The auto throttle should take care of that. But if I have to switch to manual, at least I know that's the speed I need to try and maintain. Uh-oh. What just happened? Yeah, that it wasn't in. Oh god, this isn't managed either. Why are you descending? I didn't. Dude, please. Don't do things that I can't explain. What did I click? Holy smoke. I have no idea what the freak just... Did I do something? Did I enter something on here that caused it to descend? I didn't enter. It's still in the cruise phase, so no. Or did the plane just do that to take avoiding action on that TCAS thing? I don't know. See, yeah, I can't explain that. That top of descent looks really... Okay, maybe. Maybe. I thought it just looks a little bit near to the airport, but it did... That zoom is pretty, you know, we're pretty zoomed out, so I really don't know. I was just debating whether to go and get the weather information from here as well, rather than look at the EFB. It's a little bit early to do that though. So let's get the climb back up to 32. And then when we get near to top of descent, that's when I'll stick in the 2400. I really don't know what made it descend there and change it to a normal heading. I don't know, I guess I clicked something that I shouldn't have touched. I don't know. I'll check back on the stream and see if I can figure out. It would be nice here if it had flight level, right, your cruising altitude, your total miles of the journey, and then another slash and the amount of miles remaining counting down. Because even on the map, it doesn't show where we are, and we can't zoom in. This is just the map that we have, and that's it. Not great. Okay, our radios are out of range again. That's why they've gone off. So the nearest one, we've got Indianapolis control. Are we getting closer to it? Or no, we're moving away. Charleston, I want to find something that we're moving closer to. There we go. Charleston approach. Don't have a tower for it, but we'll tune it in anyway.
Back to 190, 22.
So this is 19 miles away, Charleston, at the moment.
1570, descend to maintain at 4717, we're heading 100.
We're not there yet, grain damage, no. Yeah, I'm running on aviation Shell V-Power. Ooh. Okay. No, get the... No, stop sliding. I want you to, like, you know. You know. No, not the headrest. How do you get the seat into the seated position? Look, I can click all of these breakers. Should we click the one for... No. Nope. Don't touch it. Is it not possible to get the seat out then? We've got slide and raise the headrest. And then to get the arm back, you've got to like click somewhere down in the middle of the seat here. Where is it? There. If you ever see this view in real life and the plane's getting bigger very quickly, you're probably screwed. Why did I just think that? I wonder if anyone's ever jumped out of a plane on a parachute jump and landed on another plane. That must have happened, right? Yeah, turn the plane off and on. There's probably a reboot button up here somewhere. Like, look, engine. Oh, FADEC. Yeah. Hydraulics. I do not want to be pumping these buttons off because ignition on the engines. Well, we're not using ignition now, so I should be able to just pop them. Fuel supply. That's for the APU only though. Hydraulic fuel, here we go. Pumps. Let's switch all of these off. And that way the fuel pumps will shut down. And, oh, let's turn off the rudder as well so that we can't steer the plane. And, yeah. It's amazing, isn't it, that that's all it would take. No, thank you. I just want to make sure it's not going to drop. Stay at 32. Yellow line, green dot. That's where I want you. I want you both to be together. It's just switched to the next thing. Did you see that? That's VOR on there, but yeah, DME distance marker, right? 24 nautical miles to HNN, and then we've got the last few bits: J, KB, Brush, Gavin, Kennedy, and then top of descent is right there. So we've got 50, 60, 70, about 80, 100, and whatever it is to HNN right now. Another 21, about 120 nautical miles before top of descent. If I go to 160, yeah, there you go, 120. My calculations are perfect. Yeah, makes me proud. I can't remember if we need to engage this. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Localize the mode. I think we just pop it on here like this. And then around, I don't know, if we're picking up the glide slope at around 2,400 feet, maybe around 3,000 we'll hit approach and wait for it to do that. It should pick up the localizer sooner. My battery's charged up, guys, 100%. So if I unplug the cable, charging symbol's gone off. It will go down. I've never let this battery run out before though. Yeah, distance measuring equipment. Yeah, that's right, sorry. It is indeed. And I read those words about 4 times 2 or 3 days ago as I was going through a tutorial on that ATR. Yeah. But my memory doesn't serve me very well, like a bad waiter. Oh, check out the river. I wonder what that is. The Squiggly River. It is the River Squiggly. No, it's not actually. West Virginia. So it is the Ohio River. That's what you're looking at here. Ohio River. Next, what's Gallipolis? Gallipolis, don't know what that is. So if I was to draw a distance mark around the air, I can't do it on the airport, but can I do a VOR? I can enter a VOR, can't I? There must be one at the airport, I guess. Lexington, that's close by. There's Cincinnati. And the VOR is called, of course, CVG. Makes sense. So I wonder if I can do a fix on CVG. Draw a line there. But I'm not 100% sure how to do it, so I probably shouldn't. I click on the previous one. Fix info. Reference fix. CVG. Oh, shoot! Radial degrees. What do I put here? 360. Nautical miles, 10. Is that enough? Have I just done it? I don't know. Probably not. Has it drawn a range out? Yeah, there it is. 10 nautical miles outside the thing. All right. Enter destination data. Yep, let's get that done now. So, first we need to pop into Meta, and on my arrival I'm just going to do an update on that, and then we go to, yep, I'm going to enter it now, thank you, performance, and we want to go to the next phase, and the QNH is going to be blah 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 2969 2969. Right, temperature and then mag wind. So temperature is 17 and oh, okay, so we've got 210, 16 knots and gusting at 21. So 210, 16 and 17. 210, 16, it doesn't account for gusting here, so 210-16. What are you talking about? Format error. 210 /16. And temperature was 17, right? Yep, that's all I need from you. Right, the baro, which is the decision altitude, is 10. 108.9. It's not going to accept it, I'll bet. Oh, it does. Okay. Landing config. It's at config 3. Oh no, full. Okay, that's everything we need. ILS 18 left, barometer 1089, QNH is set, everything good. I just set a radial ring. You just googled it and there you go. What did you google? Oh, hold on, from one to another. Maybe some Red Bull maniac did something like. Oh, they tried to do it deliberately. Yeah, okay. You mean jumping off a plane and landing on it? Yeah, to land in another one. And they failed. Well. I'll say nothing. If I was the world ruler for a day, I would ban Red Bull drinks on sale. Ooh, nasty. Right, so Barrow 1089, which I'm pretty sure is correct. I always get confused whether it's Barrow or radio, but from the Boeing I remember it's Barrow, so I'm just going to leave it as that. Barometer. Right, so I'm just going to, yeah. Whoa, check this out, guys. Oh, yikes. The wind is 249, heading 249 degrees, so the wind is coming from this direction. Pretty much where the arrow is. But look at the speed of the wind. It's pushing against our nose at 124 knots. Yikes. Now that's going to give us some decent lift, but it's also going to slow us down. We're at 290. Weren't we in the 300s before? I don't know if it's because of that or what, but yeah. That's a strong wind, right? 123 knots. I don't know. It just seems like it might be a little bit on the strong side. Now we've got gusting. We've got some gusts down in Cincinnati, but it doesn't look too frightening. Now the Red Bull were very childish today in both Max and Horner were things they said. Threatening. Max actually threatened to get revenge on one of the other drivers, and he's done it before, twice in the last few years, so it's nothing new. But it doesn't, for me, it doesn't make him a very good ambassador for the sport as a world champion. To be threatening and insulting other drivers, and then the team boss for Red Bull to come out and say things like the other driver was lucky he was wearing his crash helmet, because suggesting what? That he was going to get hit? I mean, they need to be more professional. Oh yeah, I'm talking F1, of course. I don't care about the drink. I wouldn't touch this stuff. But I don't really do energy drinks anyway. They're not good for you. Unless of course you're burning off the if you're burning off the thing. The calories. I don't think it's healthy, like if you're just sitting at a desk drinking energy drinks, you know, and then not exercising to burn it off. Because it raises your metabolism, doesn't it? Speeds it up and gets your heart pumping to... No, it's not good, man. I know someone in my family, not my exact family, but yeah, pseudo in-laws, let's say. A guy, my pseudo brother-in-law's son used to drink Red Bull, and he died of a heart attack at 41. But he drunk it every day, I think. I'll stick to water.
24/7 Volco, no one getting.
Right, there's Gavin and Kennedy. Right, so we've got, on the radios, we've got Huntingdon, which I don't know if we're moving away from yet or getting closer to moving away. Ashland Regional, away or closer? I have to wait for it to update. Away.
Traffic order 8090 southbound, miles to the north, 1,820.
Grey Holland, good day to you, sir. How are you doing, man? Yeah, it is rough, isn't it? Thing is, he was a little bit overweight as well. But yeah, he would drink Red Bull, no exercise, you know, to complement it. Like if you're just going to do a workout in the gym, sure, have a Red Bull or a Monster Energy or whatever whichever one, and then just go to the gym and burn it off. Sure, why not? You know. But I still think it's not. I still don't think it's good for the system.
Traffic 4823 and a Delta Alpha. Holy traffic runway 3 will be...
Now listen, plane. Don't you dare start descending until you reach this white arrow. That's the rules. As soon as that top of descent gets within 40 nautical miles on that ring, I'll be reducing this. So it looked like I was able to go to any of these waypoints, and then I could just do a fix and then just set that VOR anywhere. Really, I've got one on the CVG, and then I've got a 10 nautical mile radius. I'm pretty sure I could do another one in the same place with, say, 5 nautical miles, so I could have 2 rings around the airport. Yeah. And it lets me know when I'm 10 nautical miles out. So if I go here, I go to fix info. Yeah, so if I go, oh, it looks like I can have 4 of them. So if I go to the next one, and I do C, V, G, and I set that to a radius of 5, there you go. So now I've got a 10 and a 5. So just before I hit the 5, make sure I'm at full flaps and my landing gear is down. And yes, the VOR is slightly offset to the runway. Yeah, it bloody works. That's the first time I've done that, but they're handy, you know. I think they're handy to have. I'm going to be approaching the runway from this side. So the cloud cover's starting to get just a little thicker again. And Cincinnati looks like it's going to be over here somewhere, I reckon. So it's not raining, but the visibility's not going to be... Yeah, it's not going to be great, but it should be okay for a manual landing, I would say. 9 nautical miles, I think that's plenty.
500 inbound, runway 14.
So now I'm wondering why Gavin is in white. Did I set the... Oh, is it white because that's where I set a radial from? Seems weird to do it from there, but I'm just wondering whether you could just do it from any of them. Because if I go into Bear and go to Fix Info, it remembers the other ones that I did. And to cancel it, I guess I just hit clear and then click on the here, right, and it'll just clear that radial. So this is interesting. So it's saying at 10 nautical miles the flight should be at 18,400 feet. Huh? And then by the time we reach 5 miles we'll be at 1,500 feet. What are you, nuts? Oh, is this the flight level from where we are? Okay, I think I know why. I think the 184. Well, AJ. Yeah, I think that's what I clicked on. I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, I think that flight level's based on the waypoint that I clicked on to put that radial marker on. So I'm not worrying about that at all. Yep. Not quite sure why Gavin is white. Oh right, we're well under the 40 miles now, so we'll drop that. And the plane should start descending right there. Shreds Games! Philly to Cincy, yeah. Do they call it the rubbish run? I have no idea. Why would they call it that? Is it rubbish? Well, actually, yeah, we're not... The alternative airport is Detroit, so that's pretty rubbishy from what I heard. Ah, thanks, Gray. Yeah, good to see you too, man. Hope everything's good. You still have your same car as before? The black one? I'm just wondering when you're going to bring it over to me for valeting. Give it a good thorough decontamination and snow foam and look after it. Give it some good, what's it called? TLC? Yeah. Couldn't get the right initial there. Yeah, look at this, guys. Look at this, look at this. The wind is 130 knots blowing that way, so it's hitting the tail of the plane. So we're flying kind of like we're in a crosswind, you know, when we come into land and the plane's kind of skewy. That's how we're flying right now. Because this plane, without strong winds, would be following that line straight, and we're clearly a little bit anti-clockwise against that line. And that's because the wind is pushing this way, and therefore just like that, and it's hitting the tail and pushing the plane out to the side there. And if you ever want to get a list of all the bugs in the game, guys, in the sim, all you have to do is just come down there and just press this button, and it lists them all for you. It's even got the list function there now. I'm teasing you guys, I'm teasing you. Okay, coming up to top of descent. So we're waiting for the throttles to just idle, which I'm hoping it will say, does it say it up here? I can't remember. RD. Right, we've got Cincinnati approach on the radios now. 14 miles. Start descending now. Okay. Then we don't have this programmed in right. There we go. A little bit late, but we got there. Throttle idle. Descent phase. More drag. Okay, I can do that. Just get a bit of drag in, because we did do a little bit of a late descent. Not to mention the fact that we have a headwind, but shouldn't the headwind... Well, it's not a headwind, it's a crosswind. Well, I've got my spoilers on max. I don't really want to do anything more than that. Nope. So I just have to keep it where it is. Oh, it's gone now. The more drag message is gone. I'll leave it on for a little longer. Okay. Spoilers are now off. Man, this thing is descending quick. 5,000 per second. Feet per second. 5,000 feet per second there. Just keep the green dot with the line and we're good. Now we are underneath the flight path. Then, okay. I was going to say then, don't descend so fast. Look at this turn here. That's going to be fun. Okay, so the constraints, we've got 4,000 and we've got 2,400, which is the one I've programmed in. So I think there, I could probably arm approach mode there, but I'll do it when I'm at 3,000. This is a tight turn, eh? What you can do as well, if you know what you're doing, is you can program another fixed point here. Right? You can tell it to add a fixed point there in between this waypoint and this waypoint, and you can tell it where to put the point, and that way you can have the plane just curve round nicely. So I could put another fixed point there if I remember how to, well, if I knew how to do it. So it would be all gear. Is it offset? I don't know. There's a way of putting one in, but I don't remember what it is. I've done it before, but it was too long ago. Anyway, through the cloud we go. Now I did have some info written down about flappage. For every nautical mile we do, we can descend for 10 knots. So to go from 250 down to 210 nautical miles, sorry, I'm confusing everyone because I'm confusing myself. To go from 250 knots to 210 knots will take 4 nautical miles of level flight. start slowing from 250 knots and speed up to 50 nautical miles. I've got all this information written down and I haven't got a clue. Okay, I'll just let the plane take care of itself. We're a bit above the flight path at the moment, so let's get some drag in there. Correct that.
Departure executive 741.3 for 2000. 740 order contact flight 100, coming 18, 5000. 5000 and 100, Contact 69, that's departure 100.85. 2085, on our way.
So this blue arrow tells us when we should hit 2,400, and it's right on the 2,400 marker.
79 heavy, 20.
Or is it the white arrow? I don't know. But it looks like we're okay. Now the drag request has gone off, but I'm still going to hold it on just to, I want to lose a bit more speed. So we're approaching Ogier and we need to be at 250 knots. Yeah, so we need to, I'm going to keep the drag on because we're at 10,000. I'm going to keep the drag on until we hit 250. Okay, now the plane's adding thrust. So, took the drag off and go up here. Seat belts on. I'm going to get these lights on now so I don't forget for later. I think this is the right time to do it. Oh, it's going to have fun doing this little bit. Speed 250. So 230, 250. So we need a little bit more. I don't know what it's going to do here. I know it's going to attempt the turn, but it's not going to make this waypoint for sure. Yeah, good luck with this. This should be fun. And this is, if it's going to go wrong anywhere, it's right now. I'm surprised it hasn't rounded that off. I have seen where those corners kind of get rounded off. Okay, you may hear beeps when I put the landing gear out. Not the landing gear, when I'm deploying flaps. But that's just me experimenting with when I can do it. So we want flaps 2 at 200, flaps 3 at 185. Okay. And there's our distance markers, right? So don't know what that was. I'm going to just bring the flaps. Yeah, I was expecting that. Okay. So if I go to flaps 2, will it happen again? Yeah, it will. Okay. That was the bit I was telling you guys about. It's me experimenting. Oh man, the amount of drag it needs. Can't get this plane slowed down.
Alright, 373, we're to contact on the maintain 4000. Climb maintain 4000, sorry, 373.
So I'm always curious. Flaps 2, 200 knots. If I bring flaps 2 out, is that when the plane will start to slow down to 200? Okay, visibility is okay. Yeah. It's funny, I have more trouble these days than I used to before when it comes to landing. I don't know why. We've got a little bit of a wind still, but it's only, yeah, it's negligible really. Okay, so by air it wants to be at 191. By air is there. Okay. So at the 10 mile at the 10 mile radius, we need to be 3,000 and above runway elevation there. Not faster than 200. Okay, we'll be fine for that then. And flaps 1. I've already got flaps 1 in. And I did that with the button. The button that didn't work before. Oh wow, this looks nice. And I think this is our runway right there. So that's 10 miles away from the VOR, which is not from the runway. So I'm going to hit flaps 2 now. And it's going to start wanting, if I go any further, it's going to start whinging, I think, about the gears. Okay, I'm going to arm the approach mode now. Oh, let's get the the LS on. Didn't even look at that yet. Let's arm approach.
Turn right heading 240. Right heading 240, Hotel Bravo 2 departure.
Okay, so there's our 10 mile marker from the VOR, which is right there. So we are 4-5, so 9. Okay, when that says 2, I'm getting the gear down. 7 miles out from the runway.
2198, contact departure 120.85. 2195, 2190.
Come on, sweetheart. Get to 2. I know you're going slow, but gear down. Okay, so we'll get the plane slowed down a little bit more. Flaps 3. Spoilers armed. Lots of lovely trees. Oh, smoking chimneys.
Car right, 373, climb to 10, 10,000.
Climb to 10,000, sorry, 373.
Okay, full flaps. We are now in full landing config.
Check it out, United, 1.5, 3,000 report.
How gusty are we? Okay, we have a headwind a little bit to the side, as you can see from this arrow. There, 20 knots, that's okay.
Up to direct only up to 5,000.
So, do I land the plane myself, or do I let her land on her own? Because right now she'll land on her own. So the approach speed, the VAP was final approach was 137. We're a little bit above that right now, but I could hit speed mode and put 133 on there. Oh, sorry, 137 on there if I wanted to.
Got 6451 heading 260, traffic departure 120.85.
085, heading 260.
I'll disconnect the autopilot when I feel. Maybe when we're 10 feet off the ground.
1,000.
23 frames per second. Okay, 1,000. Oh, come on, frame rates. 12. Why do you keep doing this to me?
350, traffic departure 118.117.
I'll bet you if I took over and to land this plane, the frame rates were going to drop. They are, look. 17. Why? Why? Leading Airbus.
Delta 8, climb to 6,000.
Delta and 6,000.
100 above.
Okay. That was me disconnecting the disconnecting the autopilot. That was that sound.
100.
Flight slow.
40, 30, 20, 10, retard.
79 heavy, climb to 4,000, turn left, heading 300.
Reversers on.
300, United, 79 heavy.
Keep the reversers on till we get down to around 70 knots. Power down.
2475.
2475, have a great day, United.
Tip.
We probably... Yeah, we're okay. Now what? Stop whinging. Yes, 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 yes. What haven't I done? What have I missed? That was a butter landing. Oh. Yeah, I know, the autopilot's off. I know it is. I turned it off.
Troy Solberg.
Well, what are you whinging about? Autopilot off. Yeah, I know. But I turned it off because I wanted to land the plane. Stop whinging. That was a perfect landing. I have no idea why that would come up. But anyway, that was good. That was good. That was good. Good landing. Yeah, it was nice. I did let the plane do most of it. I mean, I took over, what, 500, 400 feet from the ground, but... Okay, so while we're taxiing, let's get the APU switched on. Unless, of course, we go direct from engines to ground power, but generally they don't connect up the ground power straight away, so you would turn the engines off, rely on APU power until they connect the ground power. Yeah, nice. It's nice when you can get a good landing in, like, the most study level plane that there is. You know, it's cool. It pleases me. And especially seeing as how we set up all the flight, we've had the radios, we've had the, you know, the airline announcements and all that stuff.
Traffic.
I'm fine, I'm on the taxiway. That TCAS can actually be turned off now, to be fair. Oh, I'm just going to stop the plane because otherwise I'm going to end up in Philadelphia. Okay, you can go again. I don't need you warning me of traffic when I'm on the ground. Right, so flaps, I would presume are up now. Yeah, they are. And I did that with the button. But yet when we took off, it wouldn't let me do it. I don't know. Oh, I've still got me spoilers on. Don't need those. Okay. Begging your pudding. Welcome to Cincinnati. And we are a little bit fast. Yeah, the frame rate's dropped down considerably. I don't believe that this is a third-party airport. I have my memory's just, I don't even know what I've got, what I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing a turnaround though. But yeah, I get you. You wouldn't probably need it, would you? So the weather's not as bad as I was expecting. There is blue skies here, so it didn't really turn out too bad at all. Yeah, that was a nice, decent flight. I mean, all the beep, 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 beep. That was at the beginning. That was me messing around. At the beginning of the approach, that was me messing with the flaps. And if you put the flaps down to a certain position too soon, it'll whinge and cry at you, and so that's what it was doing. But I was just trying something out. What I don't get was the autopilot one. As I turned the autopilot off, and then it goes blip 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 3 times. But the only reason it did it more than 3 times was because, yeah, this is third party, was because when you disconnect autopilot for you to take over, you press the disconnect button twice. You don't do it just the once. You have to do it twice. And the first time I pressed it, it didn't do anything. So I pressed it a second time and it disengaged the autopilot. And then the beeps kept happening, so I pressed it a third time to stop it. But then it came out again after we were taxiing on the runway, which is, I don't know why. Okay, we're gonna make this. When are you gonna turn me? Oh, well, I'm going now. We're here, aren't we? Oh, you want me that way? Oh, okay. I got you. You want me to twiddle around in a different way. So I've got 24 frames per second now. Yeah, pity you couldn't do that when we were coming in. 13 frames per second. It wasn't as bad as the last one. The last time we did it, where it went down to around, what was it, 5? It was awful. You can't fly a plane on 5 frames a second. Nope. Now, do we have the visual display guidance system here? Oh, I'm not seeing it. Need to get on this yellow line, and I guess I'm stopping on that marker. Okay, so we have the jetway coming. We've got the APU on, so engines can shut down. And the passengers can get the hell out of my plane. How long are these bleeding jetways? Oh, the frame rates, guys. 11. I don't know how many frames. Well, obviously, OBS will steal a couple, and the live traffic will steal a couple. The airport's going to steal a couple. The Fenix is a little bit of a devil for stealing frame rates. I have a feeling if I went back a couple of Nvidia drivers back to 5. Oh crap, what was it now? 528.49? I think I'm getting better frames with those. I think so. Right, so passengers, you can take off your seat belts and we can extinguish our landing lights and runway lights. Captain has not said you can get off the plane yet. So please put all your rubbish away. Mop up your own vomit off the floor. And then I'll let you out. Ground power is available. We'll pop that on. Take the APU off. And now we don't need the fuel pumps. Admittedly, we could be getting the passengers off, but... Right, off you go then. Again, we don't have glass jetways, which is a shame.
Boarding requested.
Okay, the one that you choose, that one. Yep, deboard. And that should get everybody off the plane. I wonder if it does it in... Did I click? I think I clicked it. If we start seeing a lot of grays appearing, then that's going to be seats getting emptied. Didn't we just see one? Ground services. So we can put the chocks. Oh, it's already done it. Forward cargo, aftdoors. Yep, everything is open. Oh wow. There's a lot of service. 8. Oh my, I'm down to 8. 8 frames per second. They don't come in suitcases in the Boeing. You see suitcases getting taken off. In the Airbuses, they come off in these metal things that line the underneath of the train. There's the passengers. Look, walking in thinner. I'm getting 9 frames per second, guys. My graphics card just can't handle it. Where are you lot going? I need to get a GSX profile for Cincinnati. Oh, now you're deboarding. Oh, it says 159 passengers. Didn't we only take a 152? I'll screenshot that. I thought we only took 152 passengers. GSX is not doing... It boarded 14 and now it wants to take 152. Yeah, look, they are getting off the plane. It's emptying. This is how many are left, according to the Fenix plane. And then this is doing its own thing. Oh, frame rates, guys. It's down to 8. 7. Slideshow mode engaged. If I get rid of all the traffic, all these planes that you see like the Southwest, I get rid of all the planes. Let me just remove the live traffic and see if we gain much. So there, that's gone. Okay, so we're the only plane in the airport now, and my frames have not even moved. So FSLTL does do a great job of not impacting your frame rates pretty much at all, because I've got the same frames now as I did before. But this third-party airport is too much for me, for my little graphics card, so I'm gonna have to remove it and just put the standard one in, because the Fenix is killer anyway for frame rates. It really is. It's not too bad, but it's a little worse than the fly-by-wire and the Boeings and stuff like that. But that's because it's the most complex aircraft. All those systems being modeled and stuff like that, and then you've got GSX, which doesn't normally kill my frame rates too much. Nobody's getting off the back, they're all getting off the jetway. It needs to know not to do the back stairs. Look at these idiots. You're going the wrong way, that freaks. Anyway, I think we can call that. I'm trying to get back in the plane now and I can't. There we go. I think we can call that end of flight. So never mind the passengers. Wow, I'm pressing the button to go to the top console and it just... So, external power off. Batteries off. Not that it's worth anything, but we'll turn the nav off. And I'm sure the switches down here I can have a mess with as well. Right. Frame rate. I bet if I unloaded this and then reloaded it back at this airport with this plane, I bet the frame rates would go a lot higher. Only one grey here. There is, yeah. I've got plenty here. I've got plenty of greys here, but they're all hairs. Come on, GSX, talk to me. Bad enough to get this menu out at the best of times. Don't know.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye. Thank you. Please come again. I don't know how to recover the frames. Yeah, this airport. It looks nicely detailed. To be fair, you got loads of good detail in the background here, but I wonder if, you know how you have I don't know if the airports in MSFS have this, but you know the level of detail modeling where the further away you are, the less it loads in a different level of detail, so you get less and less detail depending on your distance. Because this in the background still looks like it's maximum detailed. And I don't know whether it's a thing that when you build an airport for MSFS, whether you build different level of detail modeling, and it adds the details as you come. Because otherwise it's going to be like how Odyssey was when it was released, where if you were approaching in your ship down to the base, it was all the details were already drawn in all the time, even down to the moving eyeballs of the characters inside the building, and you're like 5 kilometers up and it's drawing them already. So we used to get really, really bad performance, and they've optimized that a lot since then to what we have now, but we've had to take some sacrifices for them to do that. But I wonder what this would be like if I started from this airport with this plane versus, say, the fly-by-wire. So I have no idea where we are in terms of the gate number, but I'm just going to see. You guys want to hang around? I'm just going to do a quick FPS test. FPS. Right now I'm getting 8, which is ridiculous. Let me just see if it tells me my gate number. Yeah. Alright, so gate 27, right? So we've got the Fenix at gate 27 in KCVG. Okay. So let's load this up from fresh. See what the frames are, and then do the exact same thing with the fly-by-wire. And just take a little comparison. And if I do it quick enough, then the weather shouldn't really affect the, you know, differences. Normally I would put it at midday, clear skies, so that there's no variation in weather. But I'm happy to do it like this. Yeah, good flight. Good flight. Nice landing, even though the frames dropped a little. Because we started in Philly at around 36 frames per second. Cincinnati is 13 to 20. It was coming on the descent there. Alright, so I'm hoping it's flushed out the cache from last time. Oh, that's the thing I haven't done for a while, guys. Flushed out the cache. Let's do that. This is something I think you should do every now and again. Especially after a thingy, a world update. So, if we go, is it data? And then we have to delete the rolling cache file. We have one that's 10 gigabytes in this drive. So let's delete that. First we'll turn it off and then we'll delete it. Okay, that's gone. And then we'll create a new one. Apply. And I think, there we go. So it just has to do this. And it's creating a new 10 gig file. The rolling cache is handy if you, let's say I'm taking off, let's say I'm running this every other day or whatever, and I'm always taking off from Gatwick. It'll have it in the cache in 10 gigs, yeah. But for that, I would rather just put something like that in the manual cache so that it's all loaded in. So a good thing would be if you were going to go to a, like JFK, to go to your manual cache first, load in JFK into your local cache on your PC. And then when you get there, it doesn't have to load that stuff in from online. It doesn't have to get it online as you're approaching the airport because it's already on. That's always a good thing to do. Zonta, welcome, sir. How are you, my man? What have you been buying today? Where's all my pictures? Maybe I should do a memory flush. I'll do a quick RAM flush in the background. So let's go. Actually, we're only at 52% load. Make that 42 now, 39. Okay, let's click there. And it was Cincinnati. So it's KVG. And we wanted gate 27, right? Yeah, that's where we were, on that corner. Okay, go. Now this is with the Fenix. Let's see what the standing frame rate is. I've got it in my top left hand corner. It's the Steam frame rate. I don't think you guys get to see that, right? Do you guys see the... no, because you wouldn't, because it's an overlay. Yeah, you wouldn't see it. Right, it's just, I just got the Fenix splash screen coming up, which is all to do with the licensing and all that kind of stuff. It reminds you that it's genuine. Is Doncaster Airport in the game, or they erase it? No, it's not erased. It wouldn't be erased, but if you were to say use live traffic on it or anything, there'd be nothing there. But no, you can still fly out of it. Oh wow, look how smooth this is now. Right, give me a shot of the plane. There we go. All right, let's click ready to fly. And cancel this. So this is the same one we were at. And that is the jetway that we got, I believe. Okay, so in the plane, frame rate is 43, 44, 45. Yeah, that is a wealth of difference. So what did we have? Like a lot of people complain about the fact that on certain flights of certain length, especially long ones, I don't think this was a long flight, that there's a memory leak and the frame rates get progressively slower as you fly. Yeah, I'm not buying that one. So we're 44 right now, which is really, really nice considering it's the Fenix. That's really good frames. And outside drops down, oh crumbs, 15, 16. Anything 20 is workable. 25 frames per second is actually workable in flight sim. 15 is a bit too low. Yeah, this airport is a frame rate hog for sure. 17, 18, but in the cockpit. Oh, now look, I've come back in the cockpit and it hasn't recovered the frames back. And that's because I think since going outside, it's probably got all the airport details in the memory now. And I've come back in the cockpit and it's stayed at 17. Right, so note to self, on the final approach to an airport, just land the plane and don't ever go to external camera. Because as soon as it's got that information of the airport, it's a killer. But when I seen the price to the one, as you, yeah, my jack wasn't that cheap, and it's a low. But I bought a low profile jack because my car is lowered. All right, so let's forget the 17. Let's call that 44, which is what it was. So now if we switch to the Fenix, not the Fenix, fly-by-wire. Why do they both have to begin with F? The fly-by-wire. Go to Chamonix to fly over Mont Blanc. Well, White Mountain, that pretty much translates to White Mountain. It's like if you've ever heard the name Monteverde, it's Green Mountain. Monteverde. Balance the wheels at Quick Fit. They put some proper balances. They said it was how to balance all wheels more or less each one. Yeah. Yeah, Quick Fit did mine. They balanced it, but then I did the full four-wheel alignment, which was around £70. It was not cheap, but it needed doing. So I had to. That was a couple of years ago. But it may have been expensive to do a four-wheel alignment. However, they did a bloody good job. My steering wheel was bang on straight, you know, because it was just a little bit, when you're driving straight, the steering wheel was not quite in the straight position. So they adjusted it perfectly. And then I drove it away from Quick Fit and I approached the roundabout. And when I went round the roundabout, holy crap, did that car grip. I think we're stuck, guys. I had this yesterday as well, where Flight Sim just gets to this point and it just does this. And I couldn't wait any longer. I think I waited about 20 minutes. So I'm going to task end this. Oh, there we go. That's what happened. I load up Task Manager and then it comes back. I think it gets frightened of it. Nightmare. Okay, so we have 320. No, not there, you dopey. Here. It's not on screen here, so 320. The fly-by-wire. And let's stick on a Delta Airlines livery. Oh, we got an American one there. And again, we want to depart out of KBG. I think it was this one. Oops. Go. Right, you've got 44 frames per second to beat. I don't know how scientific this test is. Probably you would want to do it properly. If I was going to do it properly, then I would set the time to midday. I would set the weather to clear skies, no live traffic, obviously. And then I would do a computer reboot in between loading up each plane. And do it fresh on a fresh reboot every time. As long as you trust that garage though, Zonta. But yeah. I really did notice the difference when I got a four-wheel alignment. But there's a difference between alignment and tracking. I got the alignment. Tracking is different. Tracking is basically pointing all the wheels straight forward. Alignment is where the wheels are aligned in relation to how your chassis is. So if your chassis is a little bit off, then they get aligned based on the chassis. That's what I was told. Okay, so we're in the flubber wire and we're running. Phoenix was 44, 45, wasn't it? Well, this is 48, 49. It's not much of a difference. Not much of a difference. It's 3-4 frames per second difference. That's it. Outside. All right. Somebody explain this to me. We're in the Phoenix. We nip outside. Frame rate drops down to 17. We go back in. And then it stays at 17. It doesn't recover back to the 44. This thing, we got 48, 49. I pop outside. Did it drop? No. It increased. We're at 52. Huh? Back in. 43, 45, 47, 48, 49. 49, which is where it was before, come back out. 51, 50, 52. So what am I supposed to think now? That the airport isn't... Look how smooth this is. That Phoenix is a killer. It's this fly-by-wire is getting better and better. There was an update just a couple of days ago. It is getting better and better, but it's not at Phoenix level, but it's good. And for frame rates, man, I don't know. It's okay. Hold on. We dropped to 18. We've recovered to 23. Go back in, and now it's at 24, 24, 25. Why? What? Just pitching around. What? I've made it load in all that extra data. All those trees. 30. We're at 30 now. 25 frames is workable. Somehow, MSFS somehow manages to still feel pretty smooth at 25 up to 30. I don't know how, but it does. And I'm glad it does because I need it. But I don't know. This is 22 frames per second. And it's... I mean, you notice it's not quite as smooth, but Jesus. So, what am I blaming now? The plane or the airport? Oh, brother. Alright, let's get these Boeing 737-700 loaded up and see what that does. I thought there'd be a bit more of a gap in frames between the Fenix, the fly-by-wire. I didn't expect it would only be 3, 4, 5 frames. That's a little bit surprising. Okay, so 737. Now we got them all here. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. 900 extended range. I believe that is. Yep. There you go. 2,800 to 3,200. So let's just get the standard 737 and we'll stick some kind of Americano livery on there. Let's go for the split scimitar winglets. Oh, dirty. We want a dirty livery. I don't like the too clean liveries. I like the plane to have a bit of dirt on it. Okay. Yeah, the game is yeah, it is amazing. I mean, if you look at the previous, I still have the previous one installed, by the way, Flight Sim X. But if we were to look at that, I'm pretty sure I could jump into the... What's in there? Is it a 737? And there's an Airbus... I don't know. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure I could jump in there and get that plane fired up from cold and dark now. Where before I could never do that. In Flight Sim X, I didn't have a clue. The only way I could fly an airliner in Flight Sim X was to just start on the runway when everything was powered for me, take it up into the skies, and then if I wanted to land it, it was a roll of the dice whether I would land or not. More often than not, I would land in a farmer's field 5 miles away. But as for doing an A to B flight, like from blah to blah, never did it in Flight Sim X because I knew I couldn't do it. And starting up the plane from cold dark, me, no chance, no clue whatsoever. I didn't know anything about. I could look at a flight chart and not have a frigging clue what the hell I'm looking at. There was so many initials and stuff. But when MSFS came out, it was so beautiful, and I just thought, I have to learn how to do this. How can I not? And then Fly-by-Wire came along and said, we're doing a bit more of a complex plane. And then Fenix and PMDG came out, and that's why I had this yearning to learn how to do it, because I'd never managed it up to that point. And the world in MSFS is beautiful, and I just wanted to know how to do it, so I just applied myself to do it. And in case you guys are wondering, we're hitting 4950 in the PMDG, which is just a frame or two away. It's the best so far. 51. Actually, no, it's pretty much on par with the fly-by-wire. But we're hitting 50 frames per second right now, so it's a little better. Outside drops to 35, then it goes back to 48 and 50, so now we're at 50. Go back in, 45, 49, 50. Okay, let's do the swing test. Looking at all those trees, 49, 51. It dropped a little, but then it's come back again, 48, 46. Okay, zoom out test. Trying to get more of the airport into 48, 49. Damn. For some reason, there's no issues with the PMDG plane. I don't know if it's down to the plane or what. Back in. Looking around. I'm actually just trying to make the frames drop now. And I can't. 38, 48, 49. Not quite hitting the 50. I can't do it. I can't make the frames drop. Yeah. Boeing. And yeah, wasn't it the Boeing I was in when we... excuse me. When we slowed... When we got all that frame rate down to 5 frames per second on approach to whatever airport it was. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to blame the plane then. No, this is nice. I'm hitting 54 just then. 53, 54. Yeah. What do you reckon? It's you, isn't it? You're taking up the frame rates. Yeah, so the fly-by-wire and the Boeings are pretty much on par, but the Boeing just edges it by a couple of frames. And the Boeing is a more complicated plane than the fly-by-wire, I would say. If I had to put it in order of study level, obviously Fenix is at the top, no question about that. Then I would say the Boeings on the PMDG, and then I would say fly-by-wire in that order. No, the Boeing isn't giving me any issues though, Santa. The Boeing is smooth as butter, man. Look at this. 50 frames per second I'm getting here. I don't know. Some weird results, man. Really weird. I love this plane. I do like this one. Yeah, it's a little bit more... There's more stuff to do up here than in the... There's more setup work to be done in this plane, but... How can you not like it? And especially with this. Oh, we've done it. We're down to 15. What did we do? Just bring this down? Why is it suddenly dropped? What's happened? I'm not blaming the plane here or the airport. It's the sim. Something's occurring in the sim that's dropping this. Yeah, 17 now. Okay. Quick try of something then, just for science. I'm going to leave it at the frame rate that it's at, which is 12 right now. Switch off live weather. We've got clear skies. Still the same. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it just drops. Something triggers it and makes it drop the frame rates, and it doesn't recover. What if I go here? Zoom. 14. Well, damn. What did I do? It is you, isn't it? Oh, now we're back up to 49. 56. 58. I'm going to cancel this experiment. I haven't got a clue what's going on. 59 frames per second now. What was it doing? Loading in scenery in the background. And then it's got it all nice and loaded in. And then, poof, here we go again. 60. There you go. I've hit it. 60 frames per second. 58. Look. And now I've moved. We're up to 11. Down to 11. 11, 13. If I leave it here, will it recover? Honestly, I don't know what's going on. I've got no explanation. Is it just Cincinnati it does this at? Or is it other airports? I think further tests and experiments are required here, guys. This is crazy. The other thing I would try, if I was going to scientifically test this, is bring the Fenix back. Not now, but bring the Fenix back. Same airport, same gate, everything. But do it with the older Nvidia drivers, 528.49. I think it was, yeah. I know those were good, because after that came the 531 series of drivers, which we've had 2 of those, 531.41 and 531.61, and now I think we're on 531.69 or 68, so that's the latest, yeah, 3 of them. But the 528.49, I ran that for a while and I had no issues with them. So swapping out the Nvidia drivers for some older ones, and then I would run this same test again. And if it drops the frames, then it's not the driver. 13, guys. I should be, even on my setup, I should be able to run more than that. How can it go from 58 to 13? What planet is this game living on? Sim to sim. The last time was when I spoke to this dude. And I said, that's you, and then it went up again. See? It went from 12 to 44. Now it's down to 23, 20, 13, 14. Look back at the dude. 26. Let's pop inside. Can't see now. 22, I think that is. Yep. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure, but it is time for me to depart. So, I hope you enjoyed the flight. I will chapter the stream to separate the flight from our little graphics test at the end there. Just so to let people know that, you know, when I watch it, you don't have to bother with that last bit. But yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed the flight because it was smooth. We got no issues. Everything was good. Takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, landing. Everything was good. Ah, I can sleep well. All right, guys. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Now, tomorrow there is an F1 race. We've had one today and there's another one tomorrow because it's a different format that they've done, which so far is, it's okay. But if you just hang on, I will tell you, maybe I can guess when we're going to do the stream tomorrow. So the Grand Prix, oh, Jesus, it's early. It's in Azerbaijan. So it's on the air at 10:30 in the morning, but then there's an hour and a half of just jibber jabber. So the Grand Prix gets underway at midday. It won't be allowed to run for more than 2 hours. So I reckon by 2:30, 3 p.m, it's done and dusted. So I would say for the stream, 5 p.m. then would be a start for the stream because that's a good time for the US as well. Or let's just say it's a more agreeable time than to do it earlier. So yeah, around 5 p.m. And I think what I want to do tomorrow is we'll do the John Beamer again, getting off to the Rosette Nebula. And once Frontier have released the pulse neutralizer thing for the Goids, you know, for the Maelstrom thing, to get into the Maelstrom, we'll grab that and we'll do a stream on that, and we'll have a mess around Maelstrom. Yeah, X4. Yeah, I will. I think I'll watch some tutorial videos on that and give it a go. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here and being a passenger on my flight. And I will catch you on the next stream. Until then, have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye for now.